Um, Basically, when we were doing our practice session, just to get a know-how from of the track itself, I was pretty much matching Igor Fraga's lap time, or basically we both were pretty much even throughout the whole practice session, basically. But then suddenly, when we entered the lobby, before having our own race, suddenly I was like 2 seconds slower for some reason. Because as for the spectacular view, there's the first left-hander corner coming up, and then you just go drive downhill, and then uphill, and there's a heavy braking point, right? And I always brake on the same braking point, but then on the lobby itself, before we were actually racing, I was almost colliding with the wall, and I was kind of like wondering with myself about, hey, what's going on? Why am I like 2 seconds slower, basically? And because of that, I wasn't quite able to make so many overtakes during the race, because I was quite confident with the car I was given. And yeah, as for the second race, I got one of the worst cars actually when it comes down to tire wear. So I was kind of like thinking about, oh come, the R8, like come on. So I was kind of like trying to do a safe strategy by going with the mediums and then at the end with the hard tires, because it wasn't the fastest strategy, because all the other guys are basically cars, which was not an MR car except for the Porsche, were able to do a strategy with the soft tires right in the beginning or in the end, and then doing the medium tires. And this is the fastest strategy. But in my case, and for Kokobun-san as well as for Wong, I think, we all had to try to do the safe strategy, because our cars wasn't quite able to do the fast strategy. But I was still kind of like managing to finish my car, or basically place my car inside of the top 8 basically, or top 10. So I was kind of like surprised with like, 8th? Okay, I will take that. And then at this moment I was thinking, okay, I won't get a podium anyway. So as for the last 2 races, I went like, okay, let's just try to have some fun. But then during the third race, I was seeing that a lot of guys were battling against each other so much in front of me. And then I don't know if it was shown on the live stream, but there was one moment where there were like 3 cars side by side going into the first chicane. I was like, oh, that could be exciting, interesting. So I was kind of like waiting for my overtaking opportunity. And then I also saw that Igor Fraga did a mistake for some reason. I need to ask him about that later on. And he also pitted twice, so I was kind of like, okay, why not? So I was finishing on 3rd place, on the Monza race. So I was kind of like happy about that. And then as for the last race, I really wanted to win this one, because I kind of like wanted to show everybody, hey man, with equal cars I can still show them that I'm one of the fastest actually. But yeah, Igor Fraga did an amazing job with this car. I wasn't quite confident with this car, because Lesade is a track where sometimes when you are on the straight line, and if you go next to the, let's say, track itself, you can still drive on that, let's say, layout, but you get some dirty stuff on your tires and basically having no grip or less grip. And I was really struggling with that. But yeah, as I said, Igor did an amazing job, and I will take 2nd place. And as for next year, I will try to beat him.
How many cookies between now and next year?
Before the race, I was eating maybe 2 cookies,
Yeah.
and after, because Taka-san, the translator, was giving me a cookie, just like a good luck. So yeah, I was of course appreciating the cookie, and then afterwards, yeah, I think one of the other guys were also giving me a cookie, so I was kind of like, okay, cookie time. So yeah.